So, there's a small YouTube channel named The Royalty Family, and I think that they're smellier than the football team's locker room after a cheerleader walks in thinking that child support can fund their ever costly lifestyle once mommy and daddy cut their allowance for getting their fifth DUI in a row. I hate The Royalty Family. It's been a year since I've done an actual reaction video, so, might as well remember where we came from and remind you all why The Royalty Family is more like a family of peasants. And then, yeah, we're just gonna make fun of them, really, and it's mainly because they're richer than I am. I just want to make fun of them. And before we continue, just remember that everything I say here is just my opinion. Nothing is actually a fact in this video. I'm just here to go give them a couple internet swirlies, really. And that's about it. Nothing more. Keep everything I say here in this video and don't harass anyone mentioned in the video, especially the kids. And also, if you want to see the clickbaiting child romance section, click over here. If you want to instead go to the part where Ferran is seemingly getting excessively swayed into doing something, go to the timestamp you see on screen right now. So with that being said, let's begin. Save me from the dark. Okay, so while doing my research on the Royalty Family, I was looking to see what the most popular videos were so I can reload my shotgun known as a YouTube channel, but the most popular video is pretty much a nuclear bomb. It's called Baby Girl, and it's this godforsaken music video where it's about how Ferran wants to get smooches from a little girl. However, at the time, Ferran was around 10 or 11 years old. That is completely unacceptable, even putting aside my Asian beliefs that you shouldn't date until you're an adult. I still think that it's really weird. In a world where wanting to tickle other people's doodles as a middle schooler is perfectly acceptable, which I hope that it isn't in this world, that is one screwed up video to be making anyways, and I'm surprised that I haven't seen anyone call out this BS yet. Or maybe it happened because when I was like 13 at the time, you know. But regardless, this should come under much more criticism than it has, or lack thereof. And I'll show bits and pieces of the video and tell you what happened just so you guys don't poke around their channel and stumble on an 11-year-old girl trying his best to flirt with a random girl he met on a beach, or not even on a beach, it was like at a pool or something. But I really don't want to play the full thing because it's really weird, and if you actually unironically watch this and enjoy this and you're over 18, you have lost all my respect. So basically, the video's got Ferran singing about how he's in love with this girl that he just saw at a pool or something, and then he talks about how he can make a fellow middle school girl happier than other guys. And putting aside how wrong that sounds, some of the lyrics in here are mad weird. Like, take a look at this line, Es que tú me gustas, I like you señorita, got me singing in Spanish, como niña bonita. And for those of you who don't know what that means, it just means that I like you Mrs., got me singing in Spanish, come on cute girl. Cheesy line, but sure, I've heard that line a lot of times, probably somewhere by Enrique Iglesias or something like that. However, if you zoom out of the general picture just a bit, this is a middle schooler singing about this to another middle schooler, and I don't care whether you think I'm some old fossil boomer or whatever who isn't with the times, I will always think that middle schoolers dating is just, frankly speaking, really uncanny. They don't know what they're doing, and trust me, I've had a lot of personal experience in dating as a middle schooler, and I can confidently say I didn't know what I was doing at all. And also, dating as a middle schooler is cringe. That's the point where they should be thinking about what career they want to get into so that way they can have a proper amount of extracurriculars in high school so they can get to a good college and have a good career, and also Hamilton. Having a significant other only makes them think about their life with their significant other rather than themselves. And obviously that is very short-sighted in a sense. They don't understand like the intricacies of that. All they know is that they want to keep the boat afloat as long as possible. And that's just not a sustainable way to live life. And for a middle schooler to be thinking about that constantly is not good for them in the long term. And obviously, how the hell can you take care of someone if you can't even take care of your own self? The middle schooler probably can't even cook, honestly. Let's be real here. This song is really freaking weird, and there's legitimately no excuse for the existence of this video. If the lyrics was written by Ferran himself, then it's still on the parents because they should still be monitoring what their kid posts online, and that was just really weird. However, if the parents wrote that, then first of all, they should not be songwriters, or they should fire their songwriter that they probably wrote for Justin Bieber. And number two, that's even worse because they're just having a kid singing about how he wants to freaking orally suck the soul out of a young girl, which is weird. It reminds me of that one time where the Prince family was pretending to have a little kid jerking his Peter to Bianca, and then they put up a whole bunch of bikini pictures of Bianca in the little kid's room, and that is such a weird thing in and of itself, which could also be a video topic, but like I'm not, well, like why would I want to make a video on something that happened 5 years ago? And also, major thanks to Daddy Diesel Patches for giving me a bunch of time on the research. or rather saving it really for me. And I should be the one doing my own research on this video, but you know, I'm too lazy. I'm not going to do all that. So yeah, here's a screenshot from Daddy Diesel's YouTube channel. Thank you very much. Additionally, can we talk about how they're starting to document Ferran's romantic life now? To me at least, romance is such a personal thing that it should not be on the internet by any means, especially because this kid's only 15. That's really weird for the parents to have Ferran going like, she left me forever, heartbreak, or Ariana Grande surprises Ferran for Valentine's Day, love story, or will my mom like my new girlfriend, or who knows me better, my crush or my mom, or we found Ferran's love letters, or things like that. I don't think that they should be documenting something that personal, because poor Ferran over here won't have a single ounce of privacy, which is really unhealthy because Ferran would constantly feel the eyes of the unknown peering into his soul constantly. And he's going to feel like he's getting monitored, which will lead to him not being as comfortable in himself, and thus won't allow him to live out his life the way that he wants to live out his life. And also, public relationships usually don't last that long, since the couple is either under constant stress from the public about how they can't really do their own quirky insider things, because, you know, that makes the public feel a certain way, which would theoretically allow them to bond more if they're able to do their own quirky things, but public relationships don't allow that. So it's amazing that Ali and Andrea are, to me at least, seemingly ruining Ferran's social life by posting his romantic life over onto YouTube. Also, Ferran singing is absolute cheeks. It's kind of similar to Cardi B's music because all he does is talk around a beat and whip his hand in front of him, and that's really about it. He doesn't really contribute actually anything to the beat. He doesn't match it up, he doesn't sing it, he doesn't rhyme it, he doesn't do anything. And there's no flow, there's no rhythm, there's no nothing to this. So not only do you have some kids singing shittily to the point where it appears to be that he's just talking over a beat, he's also talking about dating this middle schooler and making her happy. Oh, did I forget to mention that the little girl contributes virtually nothing to the video, yet they still put her in the thumbnail? And I'm not saying that they're clickbaiting child romance, because it's in the video. But in the thumbnail, the girl has this type of shirt on, which I don't think is okay for children to be wearing. Yes, I think you should be controlling what your child wears. So I mean, you protect them from the freaking creeps, and then once they get to 18, they can wear whatever they want. I genuinely would not care less if they wanted to go. Okay, well maybe I would, but you get the idea. Like, there's like you shouldn't control like what your adult child does, but like when your child's like under 18, they should be controlled to a certain extent. They should be monitored, they should be guided. And she doesn't even have a major role in the video. She appears for like, what, 4 seconds within the first minute of the video, but then after that she only occasionally appears like a random wandering trader to pretend to have a good time with wealthy playboy philanthropist billionaire Ferran. So yeah, that's the type of life that Ferran's parents are basically fantasizing and making up for their kid. And I'm really pissed off that this one video has more views than Idol's Fate, Mamamoo's Egotistic. Are you kidding me here? This music video is so shit. There's plenty of better music videos out there, and yet this is the one that breaches 100 million views. I am so pissed off right now. Well, I mean, probably because of my preferences towards Mamamoo and, Idol, but I mean, still, you get the idea. That is complete BS. Wake me up inside. Wait, you actually thought that I was gonna let that Ariana Grande thing slide? Y'all are mad funny. I got that shit like Johnny in his cookie jar, and hopefully, unlike that sorry cuck of a grandpa Johnny has, people start to notice and hopefully discipline the parents in this scenario through not watching their videos for a while until they get their act together and act like a normal family. That Ariana Grande video is so messed up. How the hell are you going to be setting a scene of an adult and a child together in like a context where it's like sort of romantic in a sense? That's the whole premise of the video. It's that holy moly, Ariana Grande surprises Ferran and like she's got like a bunch of flowers and a love letter. That's completely unacceptable by any means. And the fact that no one has called this out yet is completely insane. I don't really blame Ariana Grande since she's not the one that titled the videos. She was just trying to get her bands in dip. And after watching the video, I am personally going to be assuming that Miss Grande here had not an iota of a clue on what the royalty family planned on doing with the footage that they got of Miss Grande planning to be in love with a kid, quote unquote. Maybe she thought it was gonna be like a regular meet and greet with an adult and like just do whatever. I don't really know. I wouldn't blame Miss Grande here for doing anything really, simply because I don't know what exactly happened. I'm not omnipotent or anything, and I certainly can't say that the Ariana Grande would stoop so low as to pretend to be attracted to this little twit right here. That's really weird. A love letter to say that a fully grown woman is in love with a kid that isn't even double digit age at the time, by the way. That's really weird. Someone had to have written that love letter, and if it's Ariana Grande, then she's literally role playing the role of a pedophile in a sense. Well, not like an actual pedophile, because a pedophile is only like sexually attracted to kids. But still, that's really weird. Having a romantic attraction towards kids, that is completely unacceptable. But in which case, I hope that the role of a pedophile isn't something that she normally does in her free time, I guess. But if someone affiliated with the royalty family actually wrote it, that's really weird, because now that implies that they set up this fully grown adult who would theoretically be wearing the pantaloonies in the relationship between the two to ship this fully grown adult with a 9-year-old. That is legitimately not okay. That is disgusting, and people should call her out for this. It is unacceptable. And also, Ferran over here is fumbling the bag really hard. Thankfully, he did, because I would not want celebrities being able to even role play with a kid in a romantic relationship. Dude is getting folded like my laundry, and there's nothing that even constitutes a date in this video. All they do is sit at that fuck-ass marble countertop, and Ferran half interviews her. Ariana Grande is more interviewing herself, really, than anything. And the entire video itself has nothing romantic besides Ariana Grande coming with a bouquet and a love letter, and that's it. And it was February 14, or it was February 15 when they posted the video. There was as much love in the room as there was validation from my parents. There's just really nothing there. And also, on top of that, that's not even Ariana Grande, by the way. You hear, like, in the last few minutes of the video, thank you to Antarctica, the person in my server, for pointing this out. That's not even really Ariana Grande. I didn't watch all the way until the end. I only watched until like halfway through the interview, quote unquote, between Ferran and Ariana Grande, and that's about it. That's all I really watched. But yeah, thank you to Antarctica for pointing out this isn't even the real Ariana Grande. It's an Ariana Grande wannabe. So yeah, that ends that part really. Clickbaiting child romance, and especially clickbaiting child adult relationships, is not an okay thing to do. Who knew? Me from the dark. So yeah, I don't really know how much of this is actually true, since, you know, I'm just some freaking high schooler. I'm only 3 years older than Ferran, the actual kid in the video, who is basically just pulling an atlas on that channel, since most of the videos are centered around him. But I feel like people should remember that Ferran is only the stepson of Ali, the father figure of the channel, so he basically has the mother figure and the father figure in the channel, and especially as such, you'd expect them to, you know, be a parent. But the only parenting Ali has been doing is fostering Ferran's acting skills, which thanks to him, said skills are now on par with Darman, which really isn't a high standard, but I'm not really surprised considering that at some point they shamelessly used Darman's sets. And before we continue on, from here on out, I usually cover things that aren't like really disturbing or frightening, but this is one of the very few times where I have to give a warning, because to me at least, this is so disturbing that I legitimately don't know whether or not this is appropriate for all audiences. So if you're really easily disturbed, please skip this part and move on to the next section. I want to point out a few things here that make me kind of skeptical of the royalty family, and has me scratching at my chinny chin chin, making me believe that they are not indeed a good family. Well, no family is really, but anyways, so going back to the video where they try to make a love story out of an adult and a minor, Ferran doesn't properly greet his parents when they walk in when he's quote-unquote playing games. We'll get to that in a moment. Now, I don't know whether or not it's just me, but if I didn't pause my game while talking to my parents, I would probably get the Zach D Films treatment, and just the fact that Ferran doesn't want to properly greet his parents here is kind of concerning to me. Not like I'm saying that they're freaking abusing him or something like that. I'm just saying that it's kind of weird that they're not teaching the kid to be a properly functioning sociable person with correct mannerisms. And essentially, in Vietnamese terms, I'm shaming his parents for not teaching him proper manners. Also, can we just talk about how in that exact same scene, you can zoom into Ferran's eyes and see absolutely nothing, which not only shows that his soul is empty from being the vessel of the royalty family, it also shows that there isn't a screen on really, and he's not playing Fortnite, and that's really odd considering the fact that he tries to make it seem like he's giving comms in the video to his teammates in Fortnite. So either he's trying to act like he's playing games, which I don't know why the parents wouldn't call him out on it, because, you know, they're like right there in the room, or his parents are having him set up so that way, you know, it makes it seem like he's a happy and happy-go-lucky kid, which to me implies that that's like really disturbing and like they're faking everything and I don't really know what's going on behind the scenes, which is really scary to me. And additionally, one of the members in my Discord server, that you should have joined by the way, his name was Antarctica, or her name, I don't really know their pronouns, gave me a little bit of analysis on the royalty family by pointing out that the PlayStation Ferran was playing on was supposedly not on, and his control isn't even on either. So yeah, the royalty family is fake as hell. Something that I want to point out in the exact same video is that there's a lot wrong with the video, by the way, in case you can't tell. Ferran verbally expresses that he doesn't want to get blindfolded, and then a few seconds later, Elise says, okay, no more video games or something like that, and then there's a cut. After that, Ali asks Ferran, don't you trust us, quote unquote, and Ferran literally delivers a direct and firm no. Then for the next few seconds, Ferran talked about how he is scared and uncertain about what's going on. I don't know about you, but that is absolutely fucking disturbing. Just bring him along without the blindfold if he's scared to get blindfolded. A surprise shouldn't have to come with fear beforehand. That's like trying to justify that one video where the man stages a robbery before doing a proposal. Have y'all seen that video before? Yeah, that's really, really bad. If you're egging a young kid to get blindfolded so you can meet up with some random adult woman that you can't even legally date in the context of a Valentine, that legitimately scares me, and I'm actually concerned with Ferran. Well, I mean, he's older now, so I don't think that the old fossils known as Ali and Andre are actually able to do anything to him, but still, that is just really disturbing to discover, and that's really scary. So yeah, that's about it. That's all I really gotta say. I don't really want to look into the royalty family anymore because honestly, that one video got me hella messed up. I can't even watch their content anymore without legitimately getting freaked out for Ferran. And also, I kind of ran out of things to say about the royalty family for now. I'll be real with you guys. But Ferran's just a kid, and seeing things like how he was really trying not to get blindfolded while his parents seemingly keep insisting it really scares me. And I'm not saying that they're actually abusing him, I'm just saying that they're doing a lot of things that really don't sit right with me, and hopefully you guys can give me your take on it down in the comments below. And also, child romance on a family YouTube channel is not okay by any means. I really don't want to end this off on a deranged note, really. So, here's a picture of my cinema roll collection, and also, I love cinema rolls. If I ever open up a P.O. box eventually, and I really want to start a cinema roll pile, like how Emarichu has a Kirby pile, you just send me over cinema roll. Actually, no, I probably wouldn't open a P.O. box, because there's some freaky people out there. I'll just get my own cinema rolls. So, yeah, that's about it. That's all I really gotta say. I hope y'all have a good day, and bye.